Hi everyone, and welcome to today's video. We are going to be talking about the difference between the higher self and I am presence and what is the oversoul. You may notice at times I reference that when I'm bringing in the light language to connect to those particular spiritual essences of ourselves and the collective. So I just thought I was getting questions about, if I could clarify what that is. So I thought I would just do a quick video about the differences between them, and then we can do a quick light language to bring in prosperity for the new year. Wow, did you just see that orb go by? That's awesome. Okay, so what is the oversoul? What is it? Based on some research that I've done, and just from what I've been told by other practitioners and some channeled messages from Jesus, I was told that the oversoul it's like a vital force. It's our life force. It's the universal, it's the individual's consciousness. So it'd be my consciousness. And it's described as the great nature in which we rest. So the unity within which every man's particular being is contained. So if you prescribe to, not everybody might believe in this thought process, or belief system. And if you don't, if it doesn't resonate with you, then just, let it go. But for those whom previous and past lives or living timelines, you can have multiple experiences in one consciousness on various timelines. So you can envision, I guess the best way to describe it would be you have an octopus, and that's like above, in the higher realms. And then it has all of these different tentacles. So some of them might have been a past life. Some of them might be a current life and a different timeline. So you're living different realities all at one time. It's just your consciousness is here in the present moment in this particular body. So let's see. Oh, sorry, I got distracted. Squirrel. There was someone pulling into my neighbor's driveway. But in summary, what the oversoul is it's our consciousness, and it kind of unifies all living things. And it's perceptible only through intuition, so you can connect to it with your intention. And it's kind of like our supreme mind, I guess you could say, in multiple experiences all happening at once. Okay, so what is the difference between your higher self and your I am presence? So your higher self basically refers to your real self, or the Holy Christ self. So it's like a mediator between your I am presence and your oversoul. So, and it's responsible for translating the perfection of your I am presence to the imperfect soul. What does that mean exactly? Well, I suppose our physical vessel at this point in time would be considered the imperfect soul. So we have our higher self, which is your oversoul. We have your oversoul, which is your perfect self, that's already mastered those experiences. And then you have your higher self, which is the in-between, in your perfect self, imperfect self, if that's clear as mud. And then it can be brought as a higher mind. It's like a parent that oversees a soul's experience. So let's say, your children, you're kind of making sure that, they've got their lunch for the day, and, they're dressed properly for the weather, and, what time you need to pick them up, and, all of those things, we're just kind of, it's like we're we're managing, that particular soul, your child. Well, that's kind of what the higher self does, is it's managing our current consciousness. So making sure that we're on track for, or what our intention is, it helps guide us to stay on track, I suppose, is a way to look at that. And it's not bound to space and time. Like I said, we're living multiple realities at one time. And so you could be a Chinese man, a Buddhist man living in, Tibet. And then you could be a cowboy living in Montana. Those are all lives that you've experienced. Oh, there is a squirrel, actually. But they're all lives that you've experienced. It's just not in this particular reality. So like I said, the higher self is not bound to space and time, but it can interface with the human self. So that's, sometimes we'll get a bleed through, and it'll be like, similar to like what a deja vu is. It's like, you remember that experience. You recognize that person that you have a soul contract with that is maybe a past life. But you can get bleed throughs, especially when your consciousness elevates and the veil is thinner. You definitely can have multiple experiences of different timelines. And then you can access information from the heart chakra and other spiritual dimensions. So a lot of times we think that our ideas, we thought of them, but actually we're pulling them through streams of consciousness, previous experiences that we've had, not only on this planet, but interdimensional planets as well. If you've been ever being, on the Pleiades, or, you're pulling in that technology that they've experienced, or, so many past lives, depending on, where you've been and what you've experienced, what your soul signed up for. But you can access that information through your heart chakra. And then your higher self also plays a role in the soul's journey, including remembering, and like I said, initiation, intuition, and integrating wisdom across lifetimes. So basically everything I just said, you can integrate all of that. At some point, we will be doing that when we reach the, 5th, 6th, 7th dimension. We will move into that consciousness. And then we have the I Am Presence. So the I Am Presence is the source of our divine spark, if you've ever heard that, which comes directly from God. It's kind of like the Big Bang Theory, like the spark that set off the beginning of our times. And then, so that initial spark is within our heart chakra. That's why whenever I do the meditation, I say, always, listen from your heart, speak from your heart, feel from your heart, because that's really how we connect to everything in a true, pure, essence way. Get out of the, thinking mind and go into your heart space. And then the I Am Presence is also neutral. It's beyond duality, light and dark. So it's kind of like, in the infinity symbol, when you have the center part, that's the zero balance, or it's like the yin and yang, it's like the perfect balance between light and dark. And the fusion, like I said, it's the fusion of the divine feminine and the divine masculine. So you can think of like the yin and yang symbol as two parts as one whole. So, and then your I Am Presence surrounds the soul and higher self, influencing their evolution and ascension. So the key differences between your higher self and your I Am Presence is the higher self is a mediator and guide, and while the I Am Presence is the source or the origin of the divine spark. And then the nature of your higher self is a reflection of the I Am Presence, whereas the I Am Presence is the pure and unadulterated essence of our being. And the location of our higher self operates between the I Am Presence and the evolving soul, which is the Oversoul, while the I Am Presence resides within the heart chakra and is the source of our being. And the function of the higher self versus the I Am Presence is the higher self facilitates the soul's growth and ascension, whereas the I Am Presence provides the foundation and the spark for our spiritual journey. And as far as like a summary of the Oversoul, basically the Oversoul is, like I said, our spiritual essence. And it transcends individual consciousness, so it's pulling in different realities at one time, or multiple, various times. And then it unifies all living things. Is it perceptible only, and it's let me repeat that, let me say that again. It is only perceptible through your intuition. It's like your gut feeling. It's like you just know. And they say, somebody says, like, how do you know that? And just like, you just say, you're not sure how you know. It's like an intuition. It's like, you just know. And that's coming from your Oversoul. It's an experience that you've had, but you can't really say when it was or where it was or how it's familiar. That's your intuition. And it is the source of moral and intellectual growth. And lastly, it can be accessed through surrendering oneself to the Supreme Mind. So hopefully that clears up what the Oversoul is and the difference between your higher self and your I Am Presence. So I'm now going to do a light language activation just to kind of help bring in some prosperity for the new year. So let's ground into Mother Gaia and tune into our heart space. I'll be calling in our higher self, our I Am Presence, and our Oversoul. And I will be also calling in the Holy Spirit and Jeshua to assist with bringing in this light language activation for prosperity for the new year. Thank you, Spirit. What messages do you have for our beautiful viewers? Stepping aside. Ego ogowa diji, ijugowa iti, agadododo, ogowa iti, ojugowa iti, ogowa dododo, ogowa iti, ujugowa iti, ujugowa hiti, ujugododo, ijugowa iti, ogowa didi, odo, dodo, godododo, iti, godododo, gidi, go, wo, gadahari, ijugododo, didi, godo, ojowaga, yogowa e. Thank you for joining us. Please like, share, and subscribe to allow others to benefit in the teachings. And I'm sending you so much love, blessings, and abundance. And have a beautiful day. Namaste.